Hey, I'm Tim Guitar, and today we're going to listen to the difference between a fuzz pedal and a distortion pedal. Plain and simple, I'm going to test one versus the other, and we're not comparing head to head. We're just comparing so you can hear the sound between a fuzz and a distortion and how it differentiates what tone you want to hear in your mix. Today I'll be playing through the Fender Jazzmaster. This is the Warmoth body, Warmoth neck, and it's a single active EMG 81X pickup through the Fender PA and Mesa cab there behind me. And the pedals I'll be playing with today is the Rev G3 distortion pedal and the Rowan fuzz pedal. So we're about 90 there we go. No. We're about 90 decibels on the clean tone here. And let's first click into the fuzz. Okay, so I've already sort of like dialed these in so that they're both outputting about 90 decibels. 90 to 92 decibels is what they're cranking out when I plug them in. I don't want to do like a pedal demo today. I want you to just hear for yourself the difference between fuzz and the difference between distortion. Okay, so the Rev G3 distortion is kicked in right now. Okay, now for the Rowan fuzz. And so already you should be able to be hearing a bit of difference in just how like broad the mix is, how much fuller the entire mix is. The fuzz pedal, you're getting a warmer and thicker mix, whereas with the distortion pedal, you're getting a tighter and more of a chunkier sound with very defined settings. So let's hear it again. Here's the fuzz pedal. Here's the Rev G3. Here's the fuzz. Here's the G3 distortion. Let's hear the difference in what like palm muting or chugging will sound like with either pedal. So here's the fuzz pedal with some E string chugs. Clean, and here's the Rev G3. Okay, so all in all, so far, the fuzz just has a very flat kind of a profile in the sound. The distortion pedal has higher highs, and I'd say right now the way it's set up is higher lows as well. In my opinion, If you are playing just some chords and some power chords or some background strumming, but you want a fuller sound, I really think a fuzz, and maybe just the way I have this fuzz set up, sounds a little bit better than the distortion. And that first riff I was playing was an example of that, where you have just some strums that you're playing, but you want it to sound full. But if you're playing a tighter type of a song and you need a tighter sound, something that's maybe a little bit faster, maybe a little more metal sounding, distortion pedal is probably really what you want to do, because you get the definition of all the notes and the strings and and the fretting that you're doing on the board a little bit better with the Rev G3. So the next example, I'm going to play another riff to a song, and this one will be a little bit more fret heavy, not power chord friendly, but fret heavy. And I think you'll see the difference in how the fuzz sounds versus how the distortion pedal sounds. So let's first off start with the Rev G3 distortion for this song. Okay, that was with the distortion pedal. Let's do the same. Let's do the same little riff, intro and riff with the fuzz pedal now. All right, now, at least from my opinion and the way I like to hear my songs, I think the distortion pedal sounds better for a song like this, where you're more fret heavy on the riff and you want to hear those defined palm mutes between each of the little riffs there. The distortion pedal, at least for my ears and what I want to hear, and of course tone and sound is all subjective, so it's what you want, but at least for me, when you're playing a song like that, the distortion pedal tends to really bring out the mix. It's a bit cleaner. You're hearing a bit more clearly what is going on the fretboard, whereas with the fuzz pedal it's a bit more muted and you're not getting that chugginess and that chunky palm mute off the E string the way you are with the distortion pedal. So I think that's a big difference there. All right, so those are the two big differences I can point out from a fuzz pedal to a distortion pedal. And not saying that one is better than the other, but if you're more fret heavy on your song and your riff and you want that palm mute to stand out more, the distortion pedal is really going to be what is best for that type of setup. But if you're just strumming some power chords or whatever for a song and you want it to sound a bit fuller, all in all, I think a fuzz is a good way to go. It does allow you to fine-tune where your main focus of the riff is, whether it's your highs, mids, or your lows, and you do have a bit of adjustability with a simple fuzz like this. Some of the other ones, I'm sure you can get even tighter sounds out of your fuzz, but the difference between fuzz and distortion really is you get a bit more clarity out of distortion because there's more signal that's being cut, whereas in the fuzz pedal, more of the sound is always being played, but it's being run through like that muddy or fuzzy type of signal chain or whatever's going on inside the pedal. So I think it's pretty easy to tell the difference between the two. And that's really it for today's video. I wanted to just have a video that showed the difference between the two, not saying one is better than the other. They do have a place in everybody's pedal board, depending on what you want your sound to be like. So I think it's an important tool to have for certain songs, and I'll leave the rest up to you. So go out and test out some pedals. Thanks for watching. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments below. I'm Tim Guitar. Thank you for watching, and I'll talk to you next time.